Hello and good evening, everybody. I am Rick, your host, and I am back with another PennyWorth's post this evening, flying solo. Again, Ethan is still out, and we will get him back in as soon as we can to go over it. Exciting news is we actually have some information to update on our campaign for this evening. The last couple of updates that we've given, there really was not a lot to talk about. However, now we definitely have some updates and some exciting movement. The first of which we'll get into is our stats. We have jumped well over $100,000 since our last episode, so we are at $900,434 in the campaign and 7,072 backers with 15 days to go. So definitely a positive movement in the right direction, and really we know that positive movement just generates more news for us, more stretch goals, more parts of the campaign that we can digest into. So the first exciting news that we got today was we had the release of another expansion, which obviously helped drive up the campaign totals. Today we got the Justice Society of America, the good old JSA expansion that was released to us. The JSA contains a lot of different superheroes. If you're familiar more with like the movies, it was a lot of the Black Adam movie, had several of them. We've got Shazam, Black Canary, Hawkman, Dr. Fate, the Cyclone, the Atom, and Atom Smasher. And then we've got our first dual mode character, I believe, in the DC Superhero United set, Black Adam, who can obviously be good or bad. So again, pretty exciting group of heroes that we have in front of us for this evening. The other thing that we've gotten is they've added with this expansion the player versus player mode, which we'll get into here for a little bit. Basically, as most of us know, Marvel United and now DC Superhero United usually is a cooperative game. You each get a hero, you're playing against a villain, the villain is controlled by their decks, and you're running around the map trying to save civilians and bump off henchmen until you can defeat that foe. Well, in this case, with the player versus player mode, actually now we are actually battling one against another. So you can either have two heroes against 2v2 or 3v3. There's no villain on the board at all. So it's kind of interesting that this expansion doesn't have any red characters, any straight villains, just Black Adam. How this will play out is you're running around the board, and you can do everything that you normally would do in a United System game. So you have the opportunity to run around and save civilians. You can also attack thugs, but you can also attack the other characters and knock them out. And you get different points for doing this based off the different items that you do. There's a little bit of an area control mechanism here. So each of the locations can be controlled by one of the teams, either a black team or a red team, I believe, in this case. Similar to, I believe, what's coming out with Marvel United Multiverse Edition with the Civil War expansion. So you can actually knock out the other characters, which gives you more points. And you play and play and play. So what also happens here is, and there's going to be in this expansion what's called event cards. And after 4 plays, an event comes out and something happens. And you play until either one team gets 40 points or that event deck is emptied. And then you just keep going around and trying to knock each other out, attacking and doing heroic stuff and trying to take control of the different locations. So just really exciting thing to do here, to play. Really was cool to see this. Obviously, the excitement here drew up the excitement for the expansion. It helped drive some funding coming in. So I'll give you a little bit of a drop of what we get here. We get all the figures for the teams for the heroes, that we've already discussed. We're also going to get 7 equipment cards that vary depending for the different superheroes. And we'll get into those heroes a little bit later. I like to do that with Ethan. It's a little bit more fun, but we have the Thangarian mace that if you're familiar with Hawkman, he has this giant mace that he flies around with, so that's going to be his equipment card. If you're familiar with Dr. Fate, he's got this really cool gold-like helmet that he wears. That's one of it, the Helm of Fate. That's one of the equipments that's in here. So, again, just really cool to see the theme come through once again and in these superheroes and seeing what they're doing. We're also going to get 7 new locations. that are part of the set, and some event cards that I've already mentioned that are for part of the team versus team mode. So again, just really cool, really excited about that, and just want to give a quick brief update around that expansion. Since that came out, and since our last recording, we've had 3 unlocked stretch goals, and then we have one more that's waiting for us. So the first unlocked stretch goal that we have was Ocean Master. This is in the movies, if you're familiar with Aquaman, this is Thor's half-brother, that he wants to become the Ocean Master. He's trying to conceive, to do things. He is a straight villain character in this set, though. He is Orm Marius, full-blooded Atlantean half-brother of Arthur Curry. So, again, he's his half-brother. He's fighting against you. He has his own different trident that he's working against you with. Looks like he has some pretty cool mechanics here. He can deal extra damage when he's used if there's a water location. So there's going to be water locations a lot in this set, just because of Aquaman and Mira, and now Orm, the Ocean Master. So really cool about that. After that, we had a Justice League team deck that was unlocked for us to be used with the Justice League. To be used with the Young Justice team, Young Justice team set. So again, these are things that can be added to the deck, make your team a little bit more powerful, and that's pretty cool as well. Then we just unlocked a little bit ago Hawkgirl. So Hawkgirl is out there. She is obviously has a very strange background. She's kind of like been reincarnated several times, and keeps the memories and the experience, I guess, and the abilities of previous lives. So she also has her mace that she flies around with, and it makes her very powerful. She's fused with the nth metal, which again is a little bit of comic book lore there, and she can basically do several things when there's BAMs in her location that'll let her to kind of attack back and really respond to that. Something that we haven't seen a ton of in the United set thus far. Those BAMs are usually something you just want to stay away from. But she has a way to handle that. We'll get into her a little bit later. Right now, we're waiting for the campaign to get to 930,000. Once it does, we're going to unlock the next stretch goal, which is a Flash villain, Captain Cold. His real name, Leonard Snart, not to be confused with Mr. Freeze at all, but Captain Cold is a very astute criminal mastermind. He has a weapon that is basically can freeze air so much that it even slows down the Flash, and he cannot get around him. So he's going to have some really cool villain to fight against. Just to give you an idea, some of the things that we see here, special rules. When Captain Cold is in a play, the heroes can't leave any locations that have crisis tokens on them. You have to use either a heroic or an attack action to get rid of those crisis tokens to be able to remove. So again, you see the theme coming through. He's frozen in the area. You can't escape. So again, that's pretty cool. Whenever he's bamming, he's adding those crisis tokens out there. And again, freezing you in, locking you in. You're not able to get out of there. You have to waste actions, either heroics or attacks, to undo those crisis tokens. So just kind of a way to bring some attrition and slow you down. Another item that he'll have is, and these folks may come out into their own actual heroes, but his henchmen are all the rogues. These are some kind of crazy named. You can tell kind of classic hero villain types. So you have Mirror Master and The Top, which is kind of funny. Captain Boomerang, which that guy's got to have a long life. You got Heatwave and the Pied Piper. So again, these are the henchmen that kind of cover up the different powers on the locations and really otherwise try to thwart what you're trying to do. So. Again, just a brief update. Wanted to keep the news flowing. Ethan asked me to do that for him. In the interim, he will be back very soon, I promise. But again, we just wanted to post this episode out there. Just a quick reminder, if you do enjoy this episode, share it around, spread the word. Go ahead and give us a good review and some likes, depending on your podcasting playing app of choice. But with all that being said, we appreciate all the likes and the listens, and we hope that this is informative, that this is helpful. Again, we will be coming up with some more content where our goal is to continue to give you updates throughout the project, just trying to be a nice source of somewhere if you're driving in your car or you're mowing the lawn, you can just kind of listen a little bit about this game that a lot of us do like. We also will be doing a little bit of a Gen Con preview. Looking forward to that, some of the games that will be there. But with that being said, I just want to get a chance to pass this along. Thanks, everybody, and we will talk to you later. Adios and good night.